Get ready for the big one. Libra, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And guys, it comes to you whenever the message is supposed to hit your ears. So don't worry about what time this is coming to you. It's always at the perfect time. If you want to listen fresh off the press, please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you will know as soon as I upload your favorite content. Holy crap, is this a big week. I gotta say, and it was unexpected. It was. Like, I was looking at the charts and I was like, holy moly, this is really big. This is really big for any Venus-inspired energy. So Taurus is gonna feel this too. This outpouring of love and affection that happens sometimes after the fact. I can't. Guys, I'm really excited about this. I'm going to first discuss the astrology with you, and then we're going to get into the cards, and I'm going to keep pulling cards and dig down deep. And for those of you who want to join me for an extended reading, please come along because I always provide an extended reading. The links to that reading are in the description box below. As well, I will pin it to the top of the comment section as well. You have the option to join the Unbound channel membership as well if you just want the automatic access, no holds barred, unlimited access to all the extended readings and much more. So the astrology, let's start there. That's always a good place. There's a conjunction between, first of all, the sun moves into Libra at the end of this week, which is big. Which is big. Right as the full, there's a new moon. The sun moves into Libra. There's a new moon, and there's a Mercury-Venus conjunction, all in and around the same time. That affects you. All of that affects you. So let's go back. First of all, the sun going into Libra, it almost puts the spotlight and the mentality and the huge focus on illuminating your life, illuminating yourself, illuminating who you are, and really putting focus on your energy. And then we have Mercury conjunct Venus, which is really about messages of love. And Mercury is in retrograde. So it's messages of love that are finally getting through, messages of love that have been held back. And it's Mercury retrograde conjunct Venus trine Pluto. So that is a deep dive dig into those things that were hidden, pushed back, tried to keep secret. All of them are kind of exploding and coming out right now. Meanwhile, Venus and Mercury are in opposition to Neptune and Jupiter, which means there's a whole slew and abundance and outpouring of love from Jupiter, right? And expansion. And oh my God, I didn't even realize that maybe I felt that way or that person felt that way about me. And then we also have that opposition to Neptune, which basically means that there's an ache, a kind of healing that needs to happen to our hearts or for our hearts when it comes to relationships. It's a softening. It's a softening of our hearts so that we can finally say to somebody that we need to say, hey, you know what? I actually really love you. I feel this way about you. Or let me say this, it's not happening through you, it's happening to you. Somebody can finally say, because they've been thinking about you. These are dreams. Like, who have you been dreaming about, or they've been dreaming about? This is something that has been dreamt about surfacing because now it knows it can be accepted. Now it has the feeling of at least the world is tender enough to accept that this is how I feel and this existed. That's the energy of the astrology this week. Be at home. And I took this absolutely literally, Libra. Be at home. Click your little fucking ruby slipper heels. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. If you have to look, what does Dorothy say at the end of The Wizard of Oz? If I had to look past my own backyard, I was never really lost to begin with. Your happiness is closer than you think. This could literally be stay at home. Close to home. Where is home? There's something that's bursting forth and coming out of that home. There's a transition that's happening to where you are able to level up. Now, this is Scorpio energy, which means it's Pluto energy. Something is just emerging or coming out. With regards to your family or with regards to in and around your home. Could be your childhood home, right? There could be somebody there that you never knew loved you. Or going back and rediscovering something, finding something that had been there but wasn't ready. When you see the cocoon, you don't find the butterfly, right? It wasn't ready. Well, now it's ready to emerge. Now the butterfly is ready to emerge. Something beautiful has come out of your past. Something beautiful suddenly reveals itself because unlike in the past, it is now ready to do so. Yeah, we're going to get deeper. Hang with me. Let's see what or who this energy is coming from. Oh boy. I want to ask that question. What or who is this energy coming from? Yourself. You're the one doing the loving. Or it comes because if you find yourself single, this is emerging for you. It's because you're happy now. It's because you're ready to hear this now. You know how it is. They never call back when you're begging and crying and not being able to sleep at night. When do they call? They call when you're happy with who you are and you're not going to do something stupid. And that kind of makes you realize just how happy you are. But remember, Nine of Pentacles also speaks of, listen, you've worked for this a long time ago. You earned this a long time ago. Now the value and the payment is finally being shipped to you. It finally arrives. You know, people are finally giving you the credit that you deserve. But this has to do with, I just heard this, somebody who is still single. They have never gotten together with somebody or been able to really make it work with another person for some reason, and that reason is because they were your person. A lot of times Mercury retrogrades bring us back to just shit that we hadn't finished, stuff that needs to be finished up. I think this is something that never had gotten started. Let's read the cards. Time to collaborate. Duh. I get you, God. I hear you. The fact that this card, time to collaborate, comes out with you are never alone. I mean, is that beating us over the head? I think so. But this in the past. The position of the card, it kind of makes me realize one of two things. A, you've realized that something is meant for you that maybe you're just getting comfortable with now. Like you're just starting to be ready to accept that this is how I belong. This was meant for me. And two, and they could both apply, one or the other could apply. This is some sort of connection that happened a little while ago. It's not a new connection, or it's not somebody brand new that you'll all, it's not somebody brand new to you. Does it have to be an ex? No. And I feel with the vibration of these cards coming at me, it's not an ex because they never got to be anything. But there was a connection. And God is trying to tell you, bitch, I tried to arrange this 10 years ago. I don't know what the hell took you so long. Like, it's kind of like that. Like, this connection should have happened in the past. Okay. Which means I gotta say, there's still gonna be an element of surprise with how this comes to you. Lay a solid foundation. This is where we are now. And Venus, for the most part, is still in Virgo, which is big too, because it's talking about you're vulnerable. You know, maybe you don't feel like you're at your most beautiful, or coming to terms with the fact that it was because you didn't feel like you were attractive enough or appealing enough that you shut down any possibility of this connection happening. You didn't think it was going to happen. You didn't think it was going to work out but I'm plain. I'm not good enough. I'm not special enough. There's no way they're seeing me, looking at me, or wanting me. Is this just a romance reading? No, because you could be talking about the people that you were meant to work for. What I'm saying is the reason why you didn't get that role in a movie or get that job as director of commerce or whatever. The reason why is because you kind of never went out for it. You had a connection. You were two people sitting in front of each other. Like there was an interest in you, but somehow you kind of deleted yourself. I don't think you knew it. You could not have known it. This is talking about healing something from the past. So this would kind of be, Libra, about you had to grow like the butterfly, right? You had to kind of assume that, okay, even though maybe I looked like this at that time, or this was my life at the time, there was always that butterfly. I was always meant to be that butterfly. This is like an ugly duckly syndrome, right? Where you look in the mirror and you don't see you as you want to be seen. And so I'm not deserving until I look like this. But the truth is this, that's just you being a douchebag to you. That's just you denying yourself years of happiness by being able to accept that that's not why somebody loves you, or that's not why somebody appreciates you, and that's not why you do a good job. You do a good job because of the talent that you bring. And that talent, that essence, that actual internal authentic beauty was there a long time ago. And I've got to say, people saw it. I don't think you did. You had to have the glamour, you had to have the perfect coiffure, you had to have the perfect setup, you had to have the material. Ain't your fault, you're ruled by Venus. You had to have the material to make you feel valuable. And that's why I think this opportunity was left in the past. But it doesn't mean it was not meant to be yours. And I think God shelved it. And you were the one that made a decision. At this point, you could finally see yourself. You finally understand love or connection well enough to realize it ain't about anything that I thought it was about. And those are not even qualifying factors. And so now that consciousness has been illuminated, and that's the kind of consciousness that gets illuminated when you're trying to Pluto. Those deep downs, those esoteric comprehensions, those spiritual connections. That's what happens when you try and Pluto. It ain't the small shit. It's also being able to embrace your beast, being able to embrace your ugly side, being able to harmonize with it and say, oh, you know what? It ain't so ugly after all, because ugly ain't ugly. Ugly ain't ugly. Fear is ugly. Hatred is ugly. Cowardice is ugly. Dishonesty is ugly. But ugly ain't ugly. People rarely remember how you look. They always remember how you made them feel. I just don't think that you felt good enough about yourself to realize that. But honey, here comes today. Here comes this week. Here comes the opposition to Neptune and Jupiter. Here comes the trine to Pluto. Here comes the conjunction with Mercury. Here comes the messages. Here comes the consciousness. Here comes the awareness. And here comes the external communications. Okay. Because God wasn't going to send it for you to fucking send it back again. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm gonna wait for this bitch to realize and wake the fuck up. And oh, now that you have, I definitely have always meant this for you. I was not going to give it away to somebody else. This wasn't like that. It was always yours. I just wanted you to be able to see it. And then we have surrender now. What I say, give over. Give over to a higher consciousness and seeing outside of your norm. Give over to spirituality and faith and learning another way, a way that other people see things, a way that somebody else does things. In fact, this could suggest that somebody is far away from you at this time. It doesn't matter. You'll find a way to connect. Watch your words. This is Gemini energy. Don't try to be clever. I'm just going to say it straight out. Don't try to be clever. Don't try to be contradictory. Be honest. The truth is the only thing that anybody wants to hear at this point. And it's something that you owe yourself. So watch your words. Don't parrot things. Don't say what you think people want to hear or what you've heard them say before. Okay? This could also be some sort of through the grapevine energy, which is okay. That's cool too. Trust it. Let it come in. Listen. Be playful. This is also Gemini energy. Don't take anything so seriously or so to heart. Stay on the surface. It's not about being shallow. It's about being friendly. It's about being friendly. Start with friendship. That's a good lead-in. Now, I want to dig deeper into this because I know, at least I'm feeling that this has more to do with the conduit and how the messages are going to be delivered to you, and I want to get really specific with that for you. Take the lead. You know, as a Libra rising, this was like the one fucking card I did not want to come out. Like, I totally want somebody else to be doing this for me. Okay. You know, but that's kind of it. It's like, take the lead. It's almost like you're going to have to initiate. Now, maybe you're like, in some ways you already are. And if you're doing the best you can do, then that's it. That's good. You got to say, God, can you please work within this? Because I'm not ready to do anymore. But I do recognize that I have to do something. So can you please work within what I can give? There should be some kind of just open outward, though, expression of what you're taking the lead on. Saying these words. I'll tell you this, because I did say that this was sort of had to do with the conduit, how this was coming to you. It's almost like you're getting words through the grapevines. Listen, it will be a reliable source. But it's almost like that's what's going to help you out. Like if you hear something from somebody about, oh, so-and-so was asking for you, or oh, we're still looking for that, you know, that position for director of e-commerce or whatever, it's still open. It just may be saying that you then have to take the lead and say, hi, do you remember me? And they will remember you. In fact, I always wonder why those motherfuckers always say, I'm going to hold on to your resume. And they never, and they never do. Or they hold on to it and they still don't go back and look through your files and call you up and say, hey, do you have a position? You know, they never do. They just start fresh every time. I feel like it's almost like they just assume you've moved on. So ultimately, it's going to become clear to you that somebody's still open or thinking about you, or there's an opportunity still available. And then what's going to happen is you call and say, I'm still interested, or I'd love to actually speak with you. How are you? You're going to get that confidence boost so you don't have to go in cold. You know? You're going to know it's still available. And I think now, like I was talking about from the beginning of the reading, now you're ready to walk in and say, I want this because I want it. It's not because I think I'm the most perfect, or that I'm stunning or the most popular or anything like that. It's because I'm still thinking about this. And now, for the first time in my life, I'm ready to own what I value. Let's go to the extended. I will see you guys there.